So, ladies and gentlemen, what if I say we have a cricketer here in the house? Are you guys excited for this? Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the personality that I am going to be inviting is one of the dynamic ex-cricketer and, of course, the founder director of the International Institute of Sports and Management. With a huge round of applause, let me invite on stage none other than Mr. Nilesh Kulkarni. Can we have a huge round of applause, everyone? So over to you, sir. We are so lucky and honored to have you here. Right there.
Thank you. I think the introduction is good. I am an ex-cricketer, but I have experienced vagaries of cricket in my debut match in Test cricket. So I was lucky to get a wicket on my first ball, which is part of world record. And I was the unlucky cricketer who did not get a wicket for the next 3 days in the same Test match. So I've experienced the full vagaries of cricket, which is an uncertainty. So I sometimes say that I'm a failed cricketer because I believed that I had a potential and I could not capitalize on that. But looking at this audience, first of all, compliments to Goa government, Newton School, for putting together a wonderful show, creating opportunities for all these youngsters with the stalwart list you have to give them the guidance, the pathways, and show them some opportunities to make a career in their liked and loved field. How many of you like sports? Can you just raise your hands? Be honest, how many of you like sports? Those who are just having a conversation can pay attention. Do you like to make a career in sports? That's the numbers have decreased. You know why that is? Because we love watching sport. The technology which gives us an access. So just to give you, because it's a tech event, I'm just going to talk about certain facts and numbers for your reference. India is 1% sport playing country, 64% sport loving country. The opportunity lies in you to change that envelope and be part of this growing industry where our Honorable Prime Minister, his wish is to have Olympics in India. And if that is the goal our government is having, and then subsequently it percolates down to all the state to think about an opportunity, you guys are going to be the future who will bring that change in the industry and the ecosystem. Because trust me, the biggest learning what sport teaches is to how to handle failures and what to learn from it. Because in sports, we do not have retakes. Where sometime in corporate life, you can correct your mistakes, you can better it or modify it. But in sport, I come from cricket, everyone else plays other sport. What's gone is gone. If you see a catch being dropped on a cricket field, you cannot say that it's going to happen again. It may come the next time, but that moment is lost. The technology part, which I'm going to address to you as a unique feature. When I played cricket for India in 97, half of you weren't even born that time, but the reference why I'm giving you is, we used to have one manager and a doctor with the team. And now, in IPL franchise and other association teams, you have a support staff of 22 who travels with the team. In last 20 odd years, the transition is significant, where there are 2 data analysts who travels with the team. So that just in case one misses out, second gives you the option. The data in sport has changed drastically. And I'm going to come to that from a different context because I run a college. And in college, Punish will probably not, he'll laugh at me, but I'm going to still refer to. How many of you refer if a faculty teaches you in a class to verify that information on Google? Please honestly raise your hands. How many of you actually refer to Google when a teacher tells you information in a class and you want to verify it? So look, Punish, what you've done to all this generation. More than 50% people raise their hand to verify. And we experience that in our college. So if faculty teaches and says that this is a sporting reference, this is a technology piece, immediately they try and verify it or correct the faculty, sir or ma'am, ये गलत है, ऐसा नहीं, ये number है. So the evolution of technology has put everybody alert, attentive, and more vigilant. So that's how even cricket has impacted, that's how other sports have impacted. To give you some stats, I think there was an article which came about 2 weeks back where Neeraj Chopra, as a non-cricketing athlete, is the fifth highest revenue earner amongst the sports people. And for me, that is a huge step, because if you see traditionally over the years, cricket dominated the entire earnings, but to see Neeraj into that space, that means sport is growing, sport is evolving and changing the dynamics. Because like Kaivalya was mentioning, coding is extremely critical. You know, there's an app developed by a friend of mine, Yannick Kulako. Now they've merged with Dream 11. They started acquiring rights, digital rights. And in last 5 years, do you have some thought, how many of you see, how many of you saw the digital media rights of IPL? Can you just share? Hello? Yeah. Can you just tell me how many of you saw the digital media rights of IPL? Do you have the information? For next 5 years rights? Guys, I'm a good guest. In next 5 minutes, I'll be off. So you can just pay attention, then I'll be gone. But if you can just tell me, there's a pertaining question to that. When IPL started for first 5 years, the digital media rights were 0 rupees. The next 5 years, the digital media rights went up to 3,500 crores. And the current digital media rights have gone to 18,000 crore for the next 3 years. So the transition and a transformation in sport and the value of what you get to see real time on your mobile has transformed in last 10 years to almost 18,000 crore worth the value only for cricket. There's Olympics happening next year. India is aspiring to bid for Olympics. So that's where the opportunity lies for you. I was just listening to Kaivalya at the age of 17 and 18. He started his career. How many of you play esports? How many of you engage into e-gaming? You know what is the retirement age for e-gamers? 26. That's when the topmost e-gamers have earned millions of dollars, but to have that one player competing, you have hundreds of them at the back end who are prepared to make a career with the aspiration of being there. So that's where I want to connect with you, what sport can offer you in this particular field, because trust me, the satisfaction you have when you actually make a career in your liked and loved profession is huge. And I always say, post my cricketing days, I love my Mondays, because I look forward to going to my office and interact with my students who aspire to make a career in sport, who are hungry and focused and eager to make a career. With Mumbai University, we managed to create a degree for bachelor's and master's in sports management and sports science. And from that time onward, now you've got almost 15 to 20 more such initiatives being taken all across India. This is where the change is happening. This is where all of you can think of making a career. And this is what technology offers you to aspire and get inspired to make a career. Because trust me, what Honorable CM addressed to you, and I was slightly disappointed to see the kind of number of people who aspire to make a career. The hands were 50% down. Guys, this is your great opportunity. Be the next Kaivalyas, be the next Punish, who have actually brought the difference in the industry. You could be one of them if you aspire in the right direction, channel your energies, and if you want to make a career in sports, that's even better for you because that's very close to me. That's close to my heart also. And it gives you great pleasure because Government of India is taking great initiatives. Right now, I don't know whether you know, but Sports Authority of India is coming up with more than 1,250 centers all across India. That will create the opportunity. They require managers, tech guys, analysts, biomechanics experts. That is something which will give you great opportunity. Within Goa, you can aspire to be the coach, the trainer, the physical education teacher in sport who will bring the change within the ecosystem. Because when you play sport, you're always prepared in anticipation of failure to not repeat the mistakes because failure is part of our lives. Anybody who you ask for have failed more times than they've succeeded in life. It's not about their failure. It's about their ability to look at that failure differently. It's about their ability to look at that with a different lens of learnings. Because as aptly and rightly put by our Honorable ex-President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and I quote, he has beautifully defined fail, F-A-I-L, is your first attempt in learning. Do not let that deviate from thought of yours. And I unquote, because when a person like him who says that I have failed more time to create something, but the joy of satisfaction when you create something oversees all the learnings you happened from your failure. And that's what sport offers you as a great leveler, great initiative, because today, if you are a hero in sporting environment, tomorrow there's a possibility that you'll be right at the bottom. And we've seen that with the best of the people. I'll finish off with two slightly different analogies for you, which is very unique. The most successful sporting personalities in the world, across all sectors of sporting environment, their success percentage is not more than 25%. And I have a factual data to support this thought. The great Sachin Tendulkar has taken more than 670 innings to score 100 hundreds. The great Roger Federer have played 21 years with 4 Grand Slams each year to only win 21 Grand Slams. The great Michael Schumacher or the Lewis Hamilton have been on the circuit for 18 years to win the kind of Grand Prix they've won. The great Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, I'm just naming all these legendary sports people. It's not about their ability to win. It's their ability to learn from when things have not gone their way. And that made them who they are as an absolute champion. Today, technology gives you an insights and an access to all those things to avoid repeating those mistakes. And to all of you, I sincerely believe and hope that you are the future of India, will bring that change to make a career. And like I said, in sports, I would love to see all of you making a career because there's going to be a great satisfaction end of the tunnel. Thank you very much, Goa government, the higher education department, Newton School for inviting me and interacting with you here. It's just amazing to see the kind of show what government have put together by creating opportunities for all of you to make a career with such a diverse background. Do not let this opportunity be missed for your own future, for your own journey, and for the betterment of the future of country. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nilesh. So everybody, can we have a huge round of applause for the gentleman? So final few words of wisdom if we talk about, okay? All of us, whenever we watch cricket matches, we are under pressure. Okay, like if there are like 6 runs in just 2 balls, oh my God, so much of pressure of India winning, or maybe your favorite particular teams winning out there. So if you talk about the pressure, every youth faces this pressure in terms of their family, in terms of education, in terms of finances. So just few words of wisdom, how to release this pressure.
I think one thing at a time. In cricket, we say one moment at a time. And just from a pressure standpoint, on a lighter note, I'm going to share my personal experience with you. I was part of a very unique test series ever being played in the history of cricket for India. In 2001, I was part of a test series where Steve was last frontier. He had come to India for a 3-test match where Harbhajan Singh ran through the side. But the beauty is, when Samir Dige and Harbhajan Singh scored those 25 runs, the only person sitting in the dressing room waiting for the opportunity was Nilesh Kulkarni. And my one leg was 70 kgs, my other leg was 75 kgs, purely because of pressure. Because when you see Saurav Ganguly was the captain, he would come and tell me, Nilesh, tere ko hi karna hai? When you see Lakshman, he said, "Arey, ho gaya, but you have to do it." Just imagine the pressure which gets built onto you when you are about to go out and think about those 15 runs. And suddenly I hear a noise because it was in Chennai. In those days, it was Madras. Madras crowd is very cricket-loving crowd. So I got a good hearing from somebody saying, Nilesh, do not be the Maninder Singh of 80s, because in 80s there was a tie match happened in the same venue against the same opponent. So imagine the pressure. But what happens for a lot of cricketers, you go through these motions, and if you think about those small things doing correct, you will not be afraid. And I followed one mantra. If you know your strength, that's your asset. But if you know your weakness, that's your strength, because you'll minimize those mistakes and not repeat those. And if that gets followed, half the battle gets addressed before you actually be into that pressure situation. But coming to your point, IPL probably has given a lot of these young generation great opportunity to experience these moments at every junction of their situation, because crowd pressure is something immense.